The third one is tales and narrative. So Egyptian tales and narrative were written to entertain and to teach moral lesson. So this story often featured pharaoh, common people, or even animal that could talk. So the most famous example is the tale of Sinuhi. So it tells the story of an Egyptian official who fled his homeland after the pharaoh's death, and he lived abroad for many years but later on returned as a hero. So this story reflects themes of loyalty, identity, and the importance of one's root. So these narratives show us that Egyptian value not only entertainment but also the teaching of virtue such as courage, loyalty, reliance through storytelling. Next is love poetry. Aside from formal inscription, Egyptian also express their emotion through poetry. So these love poems often written on paper scrolls and revealing a softer and more personal side of their culture, and they use a natural metaphor to describe feelings of affection and longing. So, for example, a lover might be called a lotus flower, or an embrace might be compared to a garden. So, this tells us that Egyptian, despite their focus on gods and pharaohs, also cherish human emotion and celebrate love as a natural, beautiful experience. Last one is biographical and historical texts. So, Egyptian literature also include inscription found on tombs, temples, and monuments. So, these texts recorded the achievement and victories and the good deeds of pharaoh and nobles. So, by doing so, they ensured that the memory and honor of this individual would last forever. So, in instance, these writings act as a both history and literature. They give us a factual detail, but were also written in a way that glorify the individual. So, shaping how future generation remember them. So now I'll be sharing with you the fascinating world of Egyptian mythology. So these myths were not just story. They explain life, death, nature, and the rule of gods in everyday Egyptian life. Now let's move to the creation. So the Egyptian believed that the world began from none, the water of chaos. So from this came the creator god, often called Ra or Atom, who gave life to the first gods. So these gods eventually include Osiris, Isis, Set, and Horus, the main character in many Egyptian myths. Now let's meet some of the most important gods. So first is Osiris, the god of the underworld, symbol of death and rebirth. He was killed by his brother Set but resurrected by his wife Isis. So the next one is Isis, the goddess of magic and motherhood, known for her devotion and care. The next one is Osiris, the falcon-headed sky god who fought Set to avenge Osiris, representing order over chaos. And the next one is Set, the god of storm and destruction, often the villain of myths. And next one is Ra, the sun god, sailing across the sky by day and through the underworld by night. And the next one is Anonybis, the jackal-headed god of mummification, guiding soul to the afterlife. And next is Tut, the god of wisdom and writing, who recorded the judgment of soul. And next one is Hathor, god of love fertility, and joy. And the last one is Amun-Re, combined god of air and sun, later the most powerful deity. Now let's move to the afterlife. So Egyptians believe in life after death. So in the whole judgment, the heart of the deceased was weighed against the feather of Ma'at, which symbolized the truth and justice. So if the heart was light, the soul could live forever. But if it was heavy with sin, it was devoured by a monster. So these beliefs explain why mummification was so important. It preserved the body for the soul's journey. Now let's move to the notable Egyptian writers and their works. Now let's begin with the tale of Sinuhe, a famous narrative tale from the Middle Kingdom, around 1985 to 1795 BCE. So this story tells about an Egyptian official named Sinuhe who fled Egypt after the death of the pharaoh. So he lived in exile for many years and longing for his homeland, eventually he was forgiven and returned to Egypt. So this tale symbolized two important values in Egyptian culture, which are loyalty and identity. So it shows that even if someone stray away, the call of home and the value of forgiveness remains strong. Next is the poetic lament entitled To Who Shall I Speak Today? So, this poem is associated with Thomas Eric Pett, a scholar who studied it. And it is also from the Middle Kingdom. So, the poem is a reflection of despair over social corruption and injustice. So, it highlights how the writer feels isolated and betrayed and unable to trust others in a society that seems filled with wrongdoing. So, this work is important because it does not only express personal grief but also reveal the challenges and moral struggles of Egyptian society at that time. So finally, we have the most well-known text from ancient Egypt, the Book of the Dead. So this is a collection of funerary spells and prayers from the New Kingdom period. So its purpose was to guide the dead safely through the Duat or the underworld and help them achieve eternal life. So the book reflects the Egyptian strong belief in afterlife and the importance of spiritual preparation for death.